It's the year 2021. Mobile games are here to stay. Even when most people are just gaming inside their houses, there's a lot of games out there being pumped every day. This is why the Game Mag is presenting a list of the 10 best new mobile games for 2021. If you're looking for games like Genshin Impact or Call of Duty, then they won't be here because that would be way too easy for us to just put them on the list. That's an easy spot right there. And on top of that, we're presenting the new ones out there for Android, iOS, or even both. Number 10, Happy Zone. Let's start off with Happy Zone, which isn't really that happy considering you're getting shot at. The game is an arena shooter, but some see this as a battle royale game. Perhaps it could pass off as a battle royale game, but your goal is to have the most kills in each round, and not so much being the last person standing. Then again, how could you be the last person standing when you and the other players respawn and just shoot each other again? Each kill you get will net you a point, and the player with the highest points at the end of each match will be the winner. Don't even worry if you end up in a lower position. You will still get some small rewards and EXP to get you rolling. Customize your characters every time you play the game longer when you have the resources to do so. The visuals are also very adorable and cartoonish, so it sets it apart from other arena shooters or just shooters in general. Number 9, Giant Dancing Plushies. Next on this list is something fun and funky, and with that, we have Giant Dancing Plushies. You control a dancing plushie that is gigantic in size. You are given various objectives on each level, but it's usually something like squash X amount of enemies or take X amount of items. Yay! Gameplay! The gameplay is very fun and addictive because you have to navigate your plushie through the available columns. It's easy to destroy, but you have to watch out for some of those friendly variables on the field. Use your finger to masterfully pass through the levels with the highest rhythm possible and minimal losses on your part. Enjoy the music as you play the game and unlock more plushies later on the farther you get in the game. Number 8, Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite isn't the Pokemon series' first venture into the mobile gaming market. If you forget, Pokemon Go launched a whole craze several years ago, and the game is still relevant today. Going back to Pokemon Unite, this one is a MOBA utilizing, you guessed it, Pokemon. Choose from a plethora of the available Pokemon in their initial forms. Pokemon that have evolutions can evolve as the game progresses. You'll be a part of a team with 4 other players against another team and let the battle commence. Unlike most MOBA games, Unite has a different objective. The general MOBA objective is to destroy the enemy's main structure. In Unite, the structures are replaced by something where you score points. To score some points, there are wild Pokemon wandering around the map. Killing them, yes, killing them, gives you points which you have to drop in these scoring areas which are on the enemy side. Sounds boring, doesn't it? But keep in mind that the enemy team will be attacking you, so it becomes an intense back and forth. You can plan and communicate with your team which one of you gathers points and which ones hinder the enemy team. This game is available for the Switch, but it will be coming to Android and iOS around September. Number 7, Albion Online. If you've heard this title before, that's because Albion Online has been available for PC already. However, the development team has stretched the extra mile and has now released a mobile version. Make no mistakes, the mobile version is the same as the PC, so this means you can connect your PC account to your mobile device. This is a boon, especially if you love to play on the go, and Albion can do just that. To those that aren't familiar with the game, Albion is dubbed as a sandbox MMO. What this means is that you still tackle the usual MMO elements such as combat and looting some treasure. The sandbox part comes in where you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to do the story, then don't. Just proceed how you feel. You can gather materials and craft items. Use those items for yourself and sell them on the market to get some in-game currency. You don't have a class because you can make your own based on the abilities that you use and the equipment that you wear. Just like the game's tagline, you can be whatever you want to be. Number 6, DC Battle Arena. Let's move over to what DC Comics are up to with the latest service of DC Battle Arena. This is an arena fighter game where you choose your favorite DC superhero to fight in these matches. You start off with a limited hero pool, but as you go on, you'll have the resources to unlock more characters in the future. It uses a top-down perspective where you control your character and beat the crap out of your enemy.
Sorry, got way intense there.
The game can be 1v1, 2v2, or even 3v3, where you team up with your friends or anybody to go against random players. Each kill you get is a point for your team. When you have the highest points in the match, then your team wins, or you win if you're playing 1v1. This is a very fast-paced action game where you'll be thrown in a match right away without even knowing what's happening. Collect and unlock your favorite heroes and test your mettle in the DC Battle Arena. Number 5, Cookie Run Kingdom. When you like cookies too much, you might end up playing Cookie Run Kingdom. Your characters are, guess this, zombies. No, I'm kidding, they're cookies, which is strange, but in the mobile gaming market, that's not really out of the ordinary. The game comes off as an RPG and simulation game. The simulation is where you have to make your cookie kingdom prosperous. Think about those city building and farming simulation games, but in this game, you're running a kingdom made out of metal. Wait, sorry, wrong script. Made out of cookies. The RPG element comes in the fact where you have to progress with the story. The combat is a standard clicking game where you have to ensure that your team of cookie people will win each fight. Speaking of your team, that's the other RPG element where you can recruit members and form your teams to adapt to the situation. The game is available on both Android and iOS, so it has you covered. Number 4. Astracraft. Are you smart enough to handle some heavy robotic engineering? Then Astracraft is for you. We're just kidding about being smart, seriously, I can play this game. But this game is all about making some interesting mechanical creations. Astracraft lets you create a robot or vehicle when you have the right tools and materials in place. Those that are a bit extra creative and have a little time to spare can spend hours and hours making different things. If you really want to test your creations, engage in some missions, or do battle with other players, you'll gain rewards by doing so, allowing you to gather up more resources for you to make more. You can even just focus on building and forget about the battles. What you do with your time is up to you, because Astracraft will suck you in like a black hole. Number 3. The Legend of Neverland. We did say that games such as Genshin Impact aren't included on this list because it isn't new, but take a look at its distant cousin, The Legend of Neverland. Before anything else, these two games may look a bit similar, but they function differently. Neverland is a full-blown MMORPG where you make an original character. It doesn't have the character swapping feature, but your character can swap to different classes if you want it to happen. The gacha element in Neverland comes in the form of the Flower Fairy. These fairies will act as your companions who will aid you in battle or give you a boost. Side note, you may want to get the better fairies, so you have to spend some resources on those gacha systems. Overall, Legend of Neverland is your standard MMO. You do quests, fight monsters, raid dungeons, get items, and gather better equipment. The game is fast-paced as you need to be quick on your fingers to play your character as a master would. This game is fairly new, so expect that it will have more content in the future. Number 2. Fantasian. If you are a big fan of the Final Fantasy series, then you'll love Fantasian. This game was made by Mistwalker Studios, founded by the father of Final Fantasy himself, Hironobu Sakaguchi. That's exactly what this game is, which is a traditional JRPG. It's your typical fantasy story where your character has memory loss at the start of the game, and you travel along the game making friends along the way. In terms of gameplay, it's the standard turn-based RPG, where your team is on one side and the enemies are on the other side. It is strategic and not so much fast-paced as old RPGs used to be. The visuals on this game are phenomenal, and it really takes you back to the old days, and the story itself is worth getting into. This game is only available on iOS, so you can play it on your iPhone, but it also plays on Mac and Apple TVs. You only need to pay for the Apple Arcade subscription that allows you to access this game for free. One other thing is that only Part 1 has been released last April, so Part 2 won't be coming anytime soon. Number 1. Marvel Future Revolution. Number 1 on our list is Marvel Future Revolution. Hold on, don't click away just yet. Square Enix did not make this game, okay? I have to tell you that right now. They did not make this game, just in case you had reservations because they made Avengers. To be fair, it is also too early to tell if Future Revolution will be good, but based on what we've seen so far, it is promising. It is labeled as an open-world RPG, which is a bit interesting if pulled off correctly. You get to play as your favorite Marvel characters based on the plot. You can even play online with friends and random people. If the game does well, maybe they'll release future DLCs and updates unlocking more characters. For the gameplay, it is your standard action game. Click action buttons and move your character in the open world provided for you. This is the game to look out for in 2021 since Marvel has a ton of content coming up. Future Revolution won't be coming out until the end of September, so you just have to wait for it. And the game is free, which makes it so much better. Did any of these new titles catch your interest? For more gaming content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Game Mag for more.